Hey gamers, and welcome to another episode of the EXL Podcast. With me today I have my co-host, Worrywart.
Hello.
And a special guest who is something of a bit of a gaming guru, Mr. Anthony Askew.
I don't know what to do with my hands. Get it? That was a scene from a movie, right?
Yeah. So today we're going to discuss Tomb Raider. What does timed really mean? Beta testers being punished for breaking their NDA agreement for Gears of War Remastered on the Xbox One. First impressions of The Witcher 3, the Windows 10 roadmap, and NHL exclusive to current gen only. So today I'm excited to bring you news of a new way that you'll be able to receive your gaming updates. Most of you are quite familiar with the gaming updates that I've been providing you via Playback Gaming for about the last year and a half or so, and also via this YouTube channel. Today I'm really excited to announce the EXL Gaming Network has actually launched. Now, what the network about is bringing you the most up-to-date gaming news that we possibly can with a team that has over 60 years of gaming experience in total. We're a team from across the globe who are extremely passionate about gaming. So also this week, you can now access the new EXL Gaming website, which you'll find linked in the description below, along with other social media outlets, including our new Facebook page and our new Twitter link. Worrywart and Anthony are both writers from the EXL Gaming Network, so get familiar with them because you're going to be hearing a lot more from them in the future. Now, moving straight into the actual body of the podcast, Tomb Raider. What does timed really mean? So, Worry, why don't you tell us what's been going on?
Well, apparently, one of the senior community people at Crystal Dynamic tweeted out or put on Facebook that Tomb Raider is indeed a timed exclusive. So the word timed now, if you can believe it, is at a point of argument. Does it mean timed to Xbox One and PC, or does it mean timed to Xbox One, PC, and then PlayStation 4? Basically, you have the same two camps arguing back and forth at what the word timed actually means. All it means is that something is timed. We know it's coming to the Xbox One. We know that it's going to come to PC. That could be the entirety of the word timed. But of course, like everything else in gaming, it's become this grand argument over whether or not the game will be on my favorite plastic toy of choice, and I can argue with you back and forth about it.
It's just whoever has the most money up front. You know what I mean? Like, you release a game, oh yeah? Well, we're going to give you X amount if you sign with us first for X amount of months. I really feel that it's really petty. Like, I have no problem with consoles having, like, first-party developers, you know what I mean, like, and making their own games specific to that console as a first-party. But, like, third-party developers that generally do cross-platform games, I mean, that should be fair play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There shouldn't be this, like, stupid timed exclusive thing. I really, really hate that.
Yeah, it is interesting. Most of the people arguing seem to be fine with Street Fighter V being exclusive and going to PC. They just don't want Tomb Raider to not come to their plastic box.
Ridiculous. And
Yeah.
like you were saying, you know, the whole time thing, it's just unnecessary. It's
Yeah, it
completely unnecessary. It's a way
for
of
me,
basically dipping your finger in both pies.
Yeah, I mean, if I want to play Street Fighter V, I'm going to buy a PlayStation 4. If I want to play Tomb Raider, I'm going to buy an Xbox One. So, you know, the whole third-party thing, I agree. Third parties shouldn't be limited based on who has the most money, but that's where we are now in gaming, unfortunately. It seems like we've always been there, though, in the past with certain things. Like, it was really prominent with DLC in the past. It's kind of not there now. Now it's kind of prominent with marketing deals, a la Call of Duty, which is the big one. Everybody's waiting to find out who has the exclusive rights to market Call of Duty, a game that's going to appear on every single platform imaginable. So that's pretty strange. But I do agree, first party should be first party and third party should be for everyone.
I don't think there's any losers with the Call of Duty thing. Like,
No,
even
not at
if
all.
for some whatever reason, like let's say PlayStation or Xbox gets the rights to do all the commercials and stuff, and it's like if there's a Call of Duty commercial out there and you have a PS4, like you're getting Call of Duty if you have a PS4.
Right.
If it's for Xbox, you're getting an Xbox. Like Call of Duty is such a big name. Like it doesn't matter. They could advertise it with the Android, Call of Duty on Samsung. And you're still going to buy it for your consoles. You don't care because it's Call of Duty. It's a big enough title where people are just going to get it out of principle.
Yeah, it's already established. It's not like a new franchise that they're trying to, win over hearts and minds. It's Call of Duty.
It's Call of Duty. It's a yearly. It's like rent for some people. You know what I mean? It's just bills that you pay. For Activision knows this. Every year they get $90 some odd from you because of their stupid collector's editions.
Yep. And the same people who hate Call of Duty and not another Call of Duty run out and buy Call of Duty.
Yeah, they're lining up there every year. It's amazing. So basically what you're saying is that today the subject matter of choice to argue about as far as the most irrelevant thing that fanboys could possibly pick is what does the word timed actually mean?
Right.
Awesome. That sounds like a great use of
Great,
everybody's time. So let's
Great
move on
way
to something that's actually relevant. Beta testers being punished for breaking their NDA agreement. So earlier this month, there were a few leaked pictures and videos sent out by beta testers that were testing Gears of War 1, which is being remastered for the Xbox One. Now, shortly after that, VMC Consulting, which is the company that is managing the NDA for it, released a letter that caused a lot of controversy, particularly this part of the letter which says, as per that agreement, with the testers in fault, Microsoft also permanently disabled their Xbox Live accounts, as well as other suspected accounts present on their Xbox One kits, and temporarily blocked all of their Xbox One privileges, meaning that for a period of time, which Microsoft decides depending on the severity of the offense, their Xbox One is entirely unusable. And Microsoft then came out after that and advised that that wasn't correct, and they released their own little statement saying, to be clear, if a console is suspended from Xbox Live for a violation of terms of use, it is still to be used offline. So Microsoft enforcement action doesn't actually result in a console becoming unusable. Suspension of both console and accounts are determined by looking at the number of factors, as to how bad it was, what did you do, how much did you break the contract, all that kind of stuff. So all these rumors flying around that people were getting their consoles bricked was absolute crap. That didn't happen at all. Now, as you would expect, anything to do with Gears of War creates massive waves on social media. What's your take on this, Askew?
It seems like the worst thing Microsoft did was take them offline, and maybe Larry Herb unfollowed them on Twitter. It doesn't seem that bad, right? Like, they lose one less Twitter follower, and I guess they're going to have to play a campaign in Call of Duty for once in their lives. Like, who cares?
Yeah, how dare Microsoft do that? It's
Take that, cheaters.
Yeah. If somebody says to me, I'm going to give you something really special for a period of time, under the assumption that you don't tell anybody about this and ruin everyone else's surprise. And then I just decide, because I'm really cool on Twitter and on Facebook and on YouTube, that I'm going to release this information and nothing should happen to me. And how dare a company protect their intellectual property? How dare they? I mean, I am fine with what happened. You know why I'm fine with what happened? Because I don't do things like that. The same thing with when people were screaming about Kinect. You don't have Kinect in your house because the NSA is going to watch you. Well, listen, if the NSA wants to watch me sit here in my Batman underwear, then that's fine. Wonderful. If you break an NDA, you should absolutely expect there to be consequences. I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
You gotta think there's like one guy in the NSA that's just waiting for that. Like, hey, check this out, Batman underwear again. God, the pop time is gonna be good.
Again.
I can tell by the ball scratching it's Witcher. I know this pattern. What is that, Pabst Blue Ribbon? This is gonna be a long night.
We are. Yeah, craziness, isn't it? Isn't it crazy to expect somebody to actually want you to honor a contract?
Yeah, well, that's it. And I mean, I was stuck in a really unusual position in that one myself, because I had beta testers providing me with information, and it was basically a case of either I got given that information and I put it out there, or they went and gave it to other people like GameSpot and DualShockers and whoever, IGN. And they put it out there. So regardless, at the end of the day, it was going out there anyway. So I kind of felt comfortable in taking that on board because I love Gears. And I knew that I was going to be delicate with Gears and that I was going to promote it in a good light. So it was disappointing because I didn't want for these screenshots and for that video footage to come out as early what it did. I wanted to wait for the reveal. I wanted that excitement. I wanted the impact of seeing it for the first time and not having it, the screenshots being got by a potato and all that kind of stuff. What
do you think the answer is to that? Do you think the answer is no more beta testers in the general populace?
Why do you think Call of Duty don't do that anymore? I mean, they do early access beta, but that's right before the game's about to release.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter if people leak screenshots, little short videos and stuff like that, because it's right before the game's about to release. And Call of Duty, they know better. And I think other companies are probably going to have to start taking the same line, which is really sad.
I mean, imagine if we didn't know anything about this, and then at E3 they pop out and they talk about Gears of War 4, and then they say, by the way, for fans, here's this, and that's the first time we see the Gears of War anniversary. That would. I mean,
that's the moment they want, right? That was the moment they're planning on, and they're banking on, and they're milking. All right, we're gonna have this moment, and it's gonna have this reaction, and our momentum is gonna be crazy, and then it kind of gets deflated a little bit because someone kind of like leaked it, you know. So they didn't get that moment. That's kind of sad, and I think a large part of this is just gamers in general. This is everyone, by the way. It doesn't matter who. Gamers in general just have a huge sense of entitlement with everything.
Yes.
Everything.
Everything.
Oh my goodness. We are the most entitled group of people ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
I was just going through something like that earlier where somebody was talking to me about Metal Gear, and they're telling me, Metal Gear belongs on this platform because it was birthed here. And I'm thinking, no, you're not old enough to know that it actually wasn't on that platform first. It just seems like people expect these games to belong to them and to belong to the platform of choice because they believe that that game identifies with the platform. Certain games do identify with platforms, but nobody owns these games. The developers own them and the gamers own them. Nobody's entitled to anything.
Yeah.
You try explaining that to an average gamer. It's impossible. Gamers don't have games. They have things they like, and that thing that they like is like a representative of them. You know what I mean? It's like, I like Uncharted. I am Uncharted. You know what I mean?
Yes.
They're going to go on that team. Or I like Dead Rising. That's me. That's who I am. And it's like, they're no longer, when most people argue about like video games and stuff, like at some point in the argument, I've noticed this with like multiple arguments, they kind of stop arguing about the game itself and they start arguing about them. Like they put a lot of them into that game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it just becomes about like things that they like. Just like gamers are just like, there isn't a single white rich Republican in Texas that's more entitled than some like poor 5-year-old gamer in Ghana. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter who you are. Like gamers are just so entitled.
Yeah, unfortunately. I think it has to do with the average age, too, of most people who are really entrenched in social media.
Yeah, social media plays a big part of it. I mean, like, image is everything. It's funny because, like, even though you're hiding behind an alias some of the times, like, because it's like the same mentality with games. Like, it's not actually you, it's just something that you like, but you put so much of yourself into that thing. Same with your alias, that, like, being proven wrong or like having someone say the exact opposite thing that you believe in, even though it's not actually your name or your face, it's just a made-up name, people still take like offense to that. You know what I mean? Like they get like really heated. And they're like, "What? How dare you say that about Doomy 22?" You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. It's not like anyone knows who you are, but you're so behind this thing that you represent or choose to represent that you just make everything about that end up being about you.
Yeah, it's really scary, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I guess, at the end of the day, these guys probably got off lightly in my eyes to betray the trust of the entire Gears community like that just so that you could be known as that guy that was beta testing and leaked that information. It's a pretty low act, so.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get why. You know what? Not to push this on and on and on, but let's say you're like a fan of Gears. Why enable that person? You know what I mean? When you see someone doing that, bury that information. Don't spread it because you're ruining the surprise. You want to come down, you want to open your present, you want to be surprised.
I mean, people are selfish. Even though in principle I 1,000% agree, I can't blame other people for like seeing that and be like, ooh, like they get excited and they post it themselves because they want to get on that train. You know what I mean? Like it's impossible to stop this. It would be like if a riot happens and someone's just looting a store and they're throwing out that store's products on the street. You have a choice to either not grab some of those products or grab some of those products. And I think most people in that situation are going to grab some of those products. They know it's wrong individually, but someone already opened the floodgate, and people.
That's a shame. Yeah.
People in general we're selfish creatures. We're very, very selfish, insecure creatures, and we're gonna do stuff like that.
And like I said before, like it was a case of either the people that came to me with that information, like either I released that knowing that I would treat Gears properly, that I would treat it with gentle hands, or they were going to take it to GameStop or IGN or DualShockers or whoever, and they would have bastardized it however they saw fit. It was going to get out there within that half-hour block, no matter what I said I did. So I took it on and I treated it with the appropriate care and love.
You make it sound like a flower.
I know. I was just going to say, it sounds like you're almost...
Like, what is...
Well, Gears of War is close to my heart.
Series where there's like a gun with a chainsaw attached to it, and you get to like rip people in half, and you're like, and I'm going to treat it with the proper care and respect and love, and
I've got a silk pillow
and watch
that I put
grow
it
and nurture and blossom.
You can both suck it. So moving right along, The Witcher 3 released this week. Now, I have not had a chance to play it yet. However, I'm really looking forward to it. I know that Worry has been literally immersed in it, though. So why don't you start us off on this one?
It is amazing. It really is. It's the first, this is just my opinion, but it is the first game that I've played so far this generation that feels like, this generation is beginning. There's been a few games that I've played that have certain things in them that I thought were, wow, I haven't seen that before, but this is just so...
You feel the way with Dark Dreams Don't Die?
Yeah, right. When the woman in the cat suit came in, that was a little bit too familiar for me. But anyway, the entirety of the game, I mean, everything, the open world nature. We've had open world games before, but I mean, the detail in this game, the lighting engine in particular, the texture work, the side quest, the characters on the side quest are just as interesting as the characters in the main story. You can lose yourself in this game. It is just incredible. You have to pick it up. If you don't have it, get it. Phenomenal game.
I have the game. I have like the pre-order, everything, and all that jazz. I haven't been able to like really play the game as much as I want to. I've dabbled in it, I should say. But this game did come with free Beard DLC, and I think that alone is reason enough to pick it up. Any game that releases free Beard DLC and you're not buying it, you really have to look down deep and ask yourself why.
Yeah.
Like, where did I mess up in my life?
They actually gave 16 pieces of free downloadable content for
and one of them is Beard DLC. Okay, yeah. Beard. There are so many beards in this game that we decided to add some more free.
And your character actually will grow a beard over time.
Right.
Yeah, which is strange. Why would I need DLC if I'm going to grow a beard? But who knows?
Maybe you want a beard right now.
Yeah. But the game is. It's truly a this generation RPG. I mean, I'm not a big. I like JRPGs, kind of. I'm more into the Western style RPGs. The open world, the actual world that exists in spite of you, not because of you. And this game is just amazing. It really is.
I love the lore of this. I didn't play the first Witcher, but I played the second one, and I thoroughly love that game. There is one thing that I was kind of disappointed in, is the combat feels very similar to Witcher 2. In terms of like the camera and the way you like your animations and stuff for swinging your sword and everything, and that's okay for the most part. But in like tight quarters, like when you go to like dungeons or like certain caves or whatever, and you have enemies that somehow like teleport behind you and stuff like that, like it is kind of bothersome that the camera doesn't pick up on it. It doesn't there's numerous times where the camera would just not be at my advantage. It would just the enemy go behind me and I was able to see, and he gets like one cheap hit. Which I dislike. Your health isn't the greatest in this game. It's not like you can take a whole bunch of damage.
Oh, no, you can't. You have to actually...
Exactly.
I'm seeing a lot of people complaining about the battle system, and I think people are playing it like it's a hack and slash.
It's not a hack and slash.
Yeah, you're lucky to get 2 hits. You're lucky to get 2 hits in, and then you have to back away from your enemy, learn the pattern, come in, get one more hit, maybe use some magic. But I have been having problems with the lock-on.
The lock-on, yeah.
Yeah, and I do have that issue in confined spaces, like you said, but no game
confined
is perfect.
Spaces. No. Well, when you're out in the world, it's fine. Like if you have like a big battlefield, but in confined spaces, the lock on and the camera, not going to be your best friend. You're really going to have to. I mean, if you're an experienced gamer and you play games like this before, you're going to be fine. But if you're new and you're looking at this like, ooh, this looks big, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like it's not going to be the easiest ride for you to take.
Yeah, but it's just the amount of content that you're getting for the money. I mean, I think it's something like if you ride on horseback from one end of the map to the other, it's 45 minutes in real time. That's how big the world is, and that's insane.
Yeah, and you can have sex in a wooden pony.
A unicorn. A unicorn. Yes.
Yeah, it's a unicorn.
A unicorn. You're not
really.
It doesn't have that horn for nothing.
So the really important question, Anthony, is: did you get the statue?
No,
Did you get all
actually,
the stuff?
Here's the thing. And you've kind of helped steer me toward this way. I got it digital. I pre-ordered digital.
Oh, I'm so proud of you
So
now.
I don't have the statue. I've been buying more games digital. I think the only thing that I buy non-digital right now would be like the Disney Infinity with those like little amiibo things that they have for it.
Oh god.
So they have like this like statues of like Marvel characters and Jasmine from Aladdin because hell yeah.
I'm so
care.
proud of you to hear that you're going digital. That's awesome.
I'm not fully committed to digital just yet, but I have lately been buying a lot of digital. Now that I have an external hard drive for my Xbox One, I'm more keen to buying digital.
It's just so much easier. I mean, when I see a game I want to buy it, bam, I buy it. 12:01, I'm playing it. I don't have to drive to the store, wait in the line. It's just so convenient for me, especially when I got that 2 terabyte external hard drive now. I don't know. I mean, I do miss some of the special editions. Like this game in particular comes with that big statue and stuff like that. But then I think to myself, after a while, what am I going to do with this stuff?
Yeah.
I don't think I've really kept any statues that I've gotten from games. I have a lot of statues. I collect a lot of like Marvel, DC, and a lot of odd movie statues and stuff like that. But for video games, I don't think I've ever really kept any of the collector's edition stuff. Yeah. I just get rid of them.
Yeah, it's strange, isn't it?
I don't know what it is. I think I'm sorry. The only one that I've kept was the Batman one with the Joker and the TV sets. I think that was for which one was that? The one that wasn't made by Rocksteady.
Was it Arkham City?
It might have been. It was the origin story. Either way, like it came with a cool statue of the Joker, and he's standing behind all these like TVs and stuff. That's the only one that I've kept of the new. I mean, I've had the Marcus Phoenix one, that weird-looking statue where he's kneeling down and his head's like a millimeter. You know what I mean? Like just this really small disproportion. It's a stupid-looking head. The head is so disproportionate from the rest of his body. It's ridiculous.
Oh my god! You did not even just say that.
I said that. And I want you to know, as I said that, I had my hand out and I formed his head, and it was really small. Like my hand looked really deformed when I said that, to emphasize the point that his head looked really, really weird.
Oh my god, you don't know true art.
I didn't keep any of those statues.
Yeah, I'm all digital. I'm done with physical.
Yeah.
I mean, apart from collector's editions, like I have the Halo $250 edition ordered on Amazon, and I don't even know what it is. I just said I have to have it, which is insane.
Yeah, but Halo's your jam.
Yeah, can't wait.
So you don't know what you're getting, but you're all in.
Yeah, it's insanity. Like basically somebody just came to me and said, "Listen, give me $250, and I'll tell you what you're going to get a year from now." And I said, "Sure, that sounds great." Insanity.
Yeah, but it's because it's Halo, and you have faith in Halo because the franchise has delivered.
Oh, I like it. Yeah, I mean, if it's something that you like and pony up for it, why not? I
would have to know what it is. I bought the Resident Evil 6 Leon Kennedy jacket. Okay.
Oh.
That's Japan only. Okay.
Is that the one that doesn't fit?
Yeah, it's the one that doesn't fit. Over $1,000. Their sizes are stupid. You Japanese, if you're listening out there, you're medium. Bullshit. You don't have a medium. That's not medium. That's weird. That's somewhere in between medium and it's kind of small still. Okay, it's bizarre. Okay, get your mediums right, Japan. Okay, I spent $1,000 on this thing. It doesn't fit. So I'll spend money on games, but I have to know exactly what I'm getting with it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not expecting them to say, here's a disc with no case. I'm sure they're going to give me something that's, I'm sure I'm going to get a statue or something like that. Or
they better give you something.
It is kind of a big deal.
And a digital DLC code.
Right. But, I probably
It's the soundtrack.
Yeah, right.
CD copy of the soundtrack.
It's a Master Chief amiibo.
Wow.
Yeah, but I would probably do that for the new Batman game too. If some of those collector's editions for the Batman game are incredible. The one with
I have one. I have one of the pre-ordered. It's the last thing that I have pre-ordered. EV Games, if you're listening, it's the last thing that I have pre-ordered. I think I have the car. It comes with the car statue of the Batmobile. I don't know what else. And I'm still debating if I want the car. I don't know if I want it. Because it's a weird. Think about it this way here. It's not like a regular statue of Batman or something where it's like a figure. It's a car. So you're gonna lay it flat.
Cool car.
It's a cool looking car, yeah, but I have to see what material it's made out of. Is it cheap plastic? You know what I mean?
Yeah, just get the edition. If you don't like the car, post it to me, and I'll add it with my collection of all my other Batmobiles.
I have to see the material that car is made out of. Because if it's cheap-looking plastic, I'm not going to want this fake-looking toy car of a Batmobile. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I just want the game. So
I mean, like that box. When I pick up that thing, it better be heavy. It better be so friggin' heavy that a car is in there. You know, if I pick it up and it's light, I'm like, ugh, I don't want this.
You could put your Disney Infinity on top of the Batmobile.
I could. I'm waiting for them to release Star Wars. That's happening. So now I'm gonna have Star Wars and Marvel and Jasmine from Aladdin all in one roof.
That sounds
all in one nerdy roof.
That sounds like a movie I want to see.
All right. So since we've moved so far away from The Witcher 3, why don't we move
That's what we were talking about. I forgot what we were talking about. We were on Witcher.
Yeah.
Buy it. It's got free beer DLC. What more do you want?
Yeah, beer DLC. We've got it.
And Project CD Red are amazing developers that are very, very good at listening to their fans and giving honest opinions and giving tons of free content. If there's any developer out there that gamers should just as a whole unite and say, these guys are the good guys, they're one of us, we should support them, it's these guys. CD Projekt Red.
Yeah, I just can't believe what they were able to do. I mean, it's only a year and a half into this generation, and they're squeezing so much out of these boxes already. It's just amazing.
Almost too it's weird. Like have you noticed when you played it some small hiccups on frame rate for cutscenes?
Yes, in the cutscenes, which is strange.
Right, just in the the gameplay's fine. It's smooth as butter. But the cutscenes every once in a while will have like a small little hiccup. It's almost just kind of like they're pushing it too far right now. Like the technology's not quite there yet.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll release some patches. There's already a couple patches in the works that they're releasing. So, I mean, I'm fine with the way the game performs now. I'm having a blast with it.
Free beards.
Okay.
Free beard.
So moving along, Windows 10 roadmap. Now, numerous new features are being implemented that coincide with Microsoft's One strategy, and these features will be universal across all Microsoft devices that implement Win 10, including Xbox One. Now, the preview program build will include previously Xbox-only centric experiences such as game DVR, achievements, avatars, friends list. The real question, though, is when are Xbox One users going to get to experience Win 10?
You know, that's an interesting question. I know that Phil Spencer, he tweeted out an answer to a question, the same question that you just asked, and his response was that it would be sometime in the fall after it rolls out for the PC and all their mobile devices. So the Xbox One is sort of the last device to get Windows 10. Now, I know what Windows 10 looks like on PC. I know the features that you just mentioned. I know that it's going to be unified on phones, on tablets, to the PC, the friends list, the avatars, and all that. I don't know how Windows 10 is going to affect the Xbox One because all of those features primarily have already been on Xbox platforms. So I'm not sure what Windows 10 is going to bring to the Xbox One.
Yeah, I don't think it's really going to be a major impact. I think they're going to, like, it just seems like something that might add one or two cool new features, but it's not going to be like, wow, and now this happened. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what the Microsoft strategy is for Xbox One with Windows 10, but it doesn't seem like it's this big, grand event. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Maybe the UI might be a little different. You think they'll implement some sort of UI change?
I think it'll be. Yeah, they could. I mean, but look at how small that would be, though. The user interface is going to be slightly more improved. You know what I mean? Like that can't be their strategy.
I think I'm just speculating. I mean, maybe some apps from PC will make the way to the Xbox One and vice versa. Maybe it'll be a little easier.
Come on, you porn. Xbox One integration. Say what?
Yeah, right. I don't want to shout out Xbox. Go to YouPorn.
that was their master plan. Brought to you by Windows 10.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what Windows 10 will bring. You know, from I'm just a console user, so I mean, obviously I use PCs, and it just seems like the bulk of what Windows 10 is bringing is going to be heavily skewed towards PC and mobile users, as opposed to the guy sitting at home with a console.
Yeah, so are they going to bridge the gap between PC users and Xbox One users, people that play games that are cross-platform for both? Maybe they make that bridge a little closer?
Well, that's the thing. We've got crossplay on the way, you know. Like, I mean, Windows 10 is going to be one of those things that helps facilitate that. Not to mention the fact that developers are now using this, this new technology to be able to port games from PC to Xbox and vice versa so quickly. They're basically going to have very, very similar coding. So having that infrastructure now.
Yeah, but would that work for like first-person shooters? Because wouldn't people in PC have like an advantage?
The thing is that you don't have to play with people on PC. You can choose to play who you play with, and you don't have to play with people that are on a different platform to you. You can choose to stream and play on PC with them.
But then how will you know which console is more elite? Huh?
Well, if that mattered,
how are you going to answer that old question if you don't compete, right?
Well, if it was something that was of interest, I would probably worry about looking into that.
Well, what I would do is I would just ask, what's the resolution? Yeah.
Somewhere out there, someone with a Wii's like, what's a resolution?
Yeah, what's a resolution? Do you mean like my New Year's resolution?
Yeah. Is that thing? Is it that time where I said I was going to go to the gym for like 2 months?
Yeah. That's it.
1080p? What? More like 1080 snowboarding N64, am I right?
Yeah.
Ricky Winterborn. Hello.
Great game.
Oh, dear.
I think that was 480i.
So while we're talking about snow and things that are cold,
how'd you like that segue?
EXL exclusive going to current gen only. Now, I know
That's
both
right.
of you boys
suck
love
at last gen.
Ah,
feel that?
Ali, what do you think about this?
Excited. I'm super, super happy. I am not a supporter of last gen consoles. And I say this always being a day one owner of a next gen. They could release Xbox 2 tomorrow, and I'll be like, suck it, Xbox One. Yeah. Eat that.
Yeah, because you don't get that.
I would buy exclusives. If they re-released Witcher 3 on Xbox 2 right now, and HD, I'd be like, sweet! Aha! Got it. Doesn't matter. I am always for the future. So I'm super, super stoked that this happened.
I'm the same way. I mean, I understand that they want to, sell as much as possible, and you have a 95 million install base versus whatever their install base is now. I get it, but you
gotta push those people to go to the future.
Yeah,
you gotta push them.
I want to move on.
You gotta weed them out. You can't just leave them stagnant where they are. Be like, well, I could get it, but this game's coming for my system still, so this has some life. No, you gotta take that life out from them, right?
That's what I love about The Witcher 3.
Yeah, that's strategy.
It's only on this generation. And I love that EA's doing that now with NHL 16. They're going to take advantage of this generation's hardware. I can't wait to see an NHL game taking advantage of this generation's hardware. So
unlike the last NHL game, EA, where you stripped it of its heart and soul and gutted it. Thanks,
and then
EA.
Then they wanted to charge you for that stuff, right? For the DLC.
Yeah, I'm not even
have everything that you had before.
EA.
Just pay for it.
Wow, so I guess this means that none of you will be getting the NHL Legacy Edition for last gen then.
Bring back NHL 94 and then maybe we'll talk EA.
Yeah, the NHL Legacy thing, I guess it's kind of like an appeasement again still, even though it's not the proper next NHL 16 because it's only on this generation. They're still kind of putting that foot back in that water a little bit for people who still won't convert to this generation. I don't understand. I mean, look, the 360 was a great console. I get it. Lots of great games, but it's time to move on.
You know what would be a great DLC for NHL 16? Playoff Beer DLC.
Yes.
Right?
Oh, that's actually a good DLC.
That'd be a great DLC. So if you just buy the game regularly in the playoffs, your players don't grow beards. Which is weird. You're going to look at it and be like, what, is everyone Sidney Crosby? Hello, am I right? Right, 'cause you can't grow a beard. But with the DLC, bam, everyone's like Shea Weber. And everyone's like, oh, snap, Sparta up in here.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I would pay for that so much.
Beard DLC.
I'm practically giving EA money right now.
Yeah, they need it, right?
Well, that's if you have enough left over after all of those supply drops that you bought on Advanced Warfare.
They're there for a reason, for people to buy them. I like reasons. I like buying things.
They're digital. They don't
put
actually
two and two
exist.
together.
They're not an actual thing. Never mind. Let's not even. I'm tempted.
One time, my friend, I can't remember what game it was. It was some stupid tank game. And my buddy, it was like a free-to-play game. This is a long time ago. I can't remember what the hell it was. My buddy was like bragging about how he was really good at this game and blah, 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 blah. And he was showing off his character. And it's one of those games where it's pay to win, right? But he didn't pay anything. He grinded. And it's one of those things where it was so unbalanced. Like, you could buy anything and nothing was level restricted. So you could be like a low level and just have like mad, like crazy gear. I remember just out of principle, I got tired of him like bragging about it, and I like invited myself to his game, and I dropped like $100, and I just bought like the best possible stuff with a level 0 character, and I destroyed his like level, I don't know, 70 something. Him and his teammates. I just flourished them. I didn't even level up. I chose not to. I didn't need to because I had gear.
Do you remember when Bethesda charged for horse armor in Elder Scrolls Oblivion?
I bought it.
That.
I bought that, yeah. Straight up.
That.
Day one. I was like, horse armor? Sweet. Get him, Shadowmere.
I had the elven armor on my horse, the gold shimmering in the sun. I paid $10 for it. Did absolutely
I was excited.
Nothing.
Yeah, I was excited for that. I remember when Dead Space charged for weapon skins. I think they were one of the first to do it. And they charge like $5 or something like that. I bought the hot rod pack with flames. Like, wouldn't it be cool to have flames in this gun? Eh? And I was just like, I spent $5 on this. Whatever. Bought that. So yeah, I'll buy some Advanced Warfare packs. Maybe get some socks.
Yeah, how many now though? Like how many are you up to? At last count, you're up to 100 advanced supply drops. How many are you up to now?
It doesn't matter. They're numbers, and at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Talking about how much money you're dropping on DLC, how many advanced supply drops are you up to now? 150? 200?
So NHL 16,
oh
next
my
gen
God,
only,
more than 200.
super stoked.
300?
Super stoked. It doesn't matter. They're just numbers. It doesn't matter.
This is what he says, people. This is what he says when he knows that you're just going to listen to his answer and go, holy shit, are you serious? You actually sunk that much money into advanced supply drops.
Somebody has to feed the machine, okay? That machine has to keep going. It's hungry all the time, and I want to do my part to make sure it's well fed. You know how much money I've put into Marvel Heroes Online, that game?
I know exactly how much money you put into Marvel
We're in the thousands.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Stupid, irresponsible amount of money that I have put into that game. I love that game with a passion. I have literally everything for it.
But it's a good game. Like, I can appreciate your
it's a fun game. Are you kidding me? I love that game.
I understand the thousands of dollars that you've sunk into it because I know that you can get all of that stuff without having to buy it. Particularly given the fact that you do grind for like months and months and months. So I think for you it's an impatience thing. You want it now.
I kind of like the excitement of, ooh, what am I going to get? You know what I mean? And then you get it like, nothing much. Ooh, what am I going to get? Nothing much. Ooh, what am I going to get? And it just keeps going on and on and on, you know? I don't know. I really enjoy it. Might have stemmed from my childhood youth when I used to buy hockey cards, right? One of my favorite things in my childhood, I remember this very specifically, is like the smell of hockey cards when you open a pack and it has this fresh hockey cards. Yeah, the bubble, yeah. The fresh hockey card smell. I used to love that. And then immediately after that, ooh, what am I going to get? Anything special? Huh? Where's my Fedorov? No Fedorov? Screw you, McSorley. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. But that smell mixed with that excitement of like finding a really cool hockey card, and you're like, So maybe it was that. Who knows? I'm psychoanalyzing myself. Whatever.
Yeah, this is probably an entire podcast on its own.
So were we talking about The Witcher?
Yeah, beard DLC, right?
So getting back on track. Basically, I think that this is another example of how these companies are now trying to just like gently go, hey, come on, you've had a while now. You really need to upgrade. Let's give you a little incentive, So, look, we're going to do this whole Legacy Edition thing just so you don't feel like you've been forgotten on last gen. But, hey, if you really want our A game, if you want the top-notch stuff, you need to come over here. And even Advanced Warfare is doing it at the moment. They've released these new variants for the SAC-3, with royalty skins and all that kind of stuff. But you can only get that on the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4. Last gen, even though all updates up until this last one have been available for both last and current, they're now just doing current. So even they are trying to go, you know what, guys? Come on, you've had it long enough. Let's move it along, shall we?
They should have done this sooner.
Stop dragging the chain. Companies are slowly starting to do this because people have had a long time now. And obviously they weren't going to drop support for those consoles. They weren't going to close servers so quickly. They weren't going to stop developing games for them. But everyone now is seeing where the benefit is. They're not going to keep going backwards. They're only going to keep going forwards.
Yeah, makes sense to me.
Somewhere out there, someone with an Xbox 360 are crying like, no!
Yeah, I'm sorry, people with 360. I love my 360 too. I played my 360 yesterday. I love my 360.
I love my 360, and so does Pablo. Some made up.
You don't love your 360. When's the last time you played your 360?
Huh?
Months. Been months.
Yeah, because I got rid of it when I got my Xbox One, and now some made-up kid is probably playing it, and I'm sure he loves it. And you know what? When he gets a job, he's gonna buy a real console. It's an Xbox One or PS4. Good for you, Pablo.
Is a real
Work
console.
for it.
It's a great machine.
It was a great machine.
It still is.
I'm gonna talk about it in past tense.
It still is a great machine, and you would know that if you still play it on it.
It's time.
I've played it on it plenty. I achieved over like 120,000 gamer score on that thing. I know what that machine was capable of, but you know what? The future's here now, and now we should all go towards that.
I agree. We do need to make that move. It is time to embrace the fact that is last gen, and you can't sit there and be on the last gen when everybody else is on the new gen, complaining that there isn't enough support for the old gen. It doesn't work that way. All right, so that's the end of that subject matter, which brings us to the end of all of the subjects that we had on the card for today. So unless there's anything that you gentlemen would like to add?
I'm not really into adding or math or anything like that.
If you subtract 359 from 360, you get an Xbox One. Do the math, last gen.
Okay, so on that note, thank you very much for joining us today. It's been great fun. Please leave any questions.
What about Xbox One? What Xbox 360 don't? Right? Anyone get that reference? Huh?
Yeah. How about just Xbox One, the month of April? Woo!
How about just play games and enjoy them?
Yeah, that sounds good.
I like that one.